What's up, everybody? We're back, and today we're talking about Soul Bad Guy, my main man. So, first we're gonna talk about what I think they should change about him and what I think Arxis will do to him. Because it is pack season, Evo just ended, so the clock is ticking for my man Soul. So, what do I think they are gonna change about them, or what do I think they should change about them first? My bad. So, I'm gonna go by all the problem moves that people say that are a problem, and do I think they should be changed or shouldn't they be changed? So let's start with 5K, right? 5K, it runs 3 frames. It's a good ass anti-air. It has 2 hits on it. It's a good mash button. Honestly, this button is really, really good. But do I think it should be changed? Probably not. And I don't think they will change it, honestly. It's been a staple for his gameplay for quite a while for him to have a 3-frame button, 3-frame 5K. So I don't think they'll change it. I mean, it's good. Like, it's really, really good. But is it, like, broken? Probably not. I don't think they will change it, honestly. And there are some downsides to it, right? Like, if you, like, the first hit on this, like, doesn't combo, right? So, like, you have to be wary of it. And it has a lot of recovery comparatively to other games, right? It has way more recovery in this game. So I think it's a strong button, but I don't think it's, like, anything broken or probably change worthy. And I don't think they will change it, to be honest. So next up, let's talk about Far Slash, right? Far Slash, this button is insane, right? The button is kind of nuts. Has very low recovery. It's +2. It doesn't really get affected by FD, which is probably the big thing I feel like they'll change about it, honestly. Because if you FD this, it doesn't, like, really do much. Like, you're just being put in block stun for essentially ever. Like, look how many times he has to FD me for me to be out of range, right? Like, he has to FD 5 times. It has to take 5 to the grill before I get pushed out. And that's not only if I Kara Far Slash, I'm basically in forever. If I mix in some Kara Far Slash in there, like, you're gonna be stuck there forever. So I think overall they probably should make it so, like, FD pushes it back a lot farther, right? So, like, maybe, like, if you can only do 2 and then you're out of range, I think that's a little bit more fair. I probably think they will do that instead of changing the frame data. Maybe they might make it more recovery, have more recovery on it. Because it is kind of nuts on the recovery side. It has, like, very little recovery overall. So it's, like, insanely good to use mash this into 5K. So in my opinion, I think they should at least change the fact that, like, if you FD it, you don't get pushed back that far. And then probably make it have more recovery overall, so you can't just, like, whiff it into, like, 5K and anti-air somebody. I think it's, like, fair changes, honestly. Next up, 6S, right? 6S is pretty OD, again. It's 10 frames. It has a... People say it's disjointed. Honestly, it's not that disjointed. Like, mad characters can just fucking hit it. Like, I'll show you for example, right? Like, it's not that disjointed, like, at the beginning, right? But it has a lot. The hurt box on it is extremely far. Like, if you whiff this, it is insanely, like, the lingering hurt box on it is nuts, right? But people don't do it because people just see low success, just mash it over and over again, right? On whiff, like, people are getting a little bit better at whiff punishing it overall, but yeah, the disjointed is not that crazy. It's disjointed hurt box wise after the fact, but, like, yeah, it's a strong neutral button, and he kind of needs something like this low-key because all those other buttons are pretty stubby. Like, he doesn't have anything that goes really far, right? Like, his 5H is, like, extremely, like it's a good button too, but the range on it is nowhere near as good as it used to be in Exerd. So he kind of needs a button like this. What I do, it'd probably increase the recovery on it, maybe make it even easier to whip punish, because I guess the recovery is definitely pretty little. But honestly, for that, I think it's fine. I think that he needs a button like this for neutral, right? So I think it's relatively okay. Kind of like 5K. I think 5K is good, and it should be good because he kind of needs something like that in his kit, right? And he always has it. And this thing's with success. Like, if he doesn't have this button, like, he's just gonna be literally, like, all the way up here at all times, right? Like, he has Gunflame and stuff like that, but He needs a button like this. He needs something like this. Maybe not to the degree of that. Maybe like also increase the startup. I think honestly they probably will increase the startup instead of the recovery. But we'll see. Next up, let's talk about special moves, right? Wall throw. Wall throw damage. I know some people still complain about wall throw damage. I think it's fine. Especially for the fact that, like, depending on certain characters, you don't really get immediate far slash. I think it's just risk overall. The system could change a little bit. Like, if you have risk cranked up, especially for the fact that Soul builds a lot of risk gauge, right? If they're blocking normally. Like, just like, and then you have to get put into block stun again. Like it's, you know, it's a scary situation because the game defensively is scary. But I think wall throw is fine the way it is. I don't think it should be changed. But yeah, I think it's fine how it is. Next move, let's talk about Venom Ringer. Right? This move is really good. I think the biggest annoyance for it is probably the whiff. Recovery on whiff is like so fucking low. Like he whiffs this, and he could basically just like move immediately, right? So what I think they'll do, and what I think they should do, is probably give him more recovery. Besides that, you know, it's a dive kick. It's probably gonna be good. The hitbox is really good on it too. Like if I can make it, like, yeah, I like that, right? It can cross up. But it's not like he gets a crazy reward off of it, unless he has bar. If he has bar, then like he can do some shit. But overall, like on hit, it's not a big deal. It's just like like it's a scary move to deal with because you really like anti-airing is hard. To a degree, like people are getting better anti-airing it, but I just think the recovery on whiff is kind of nuts. I think they'll touch that overall. Let's talk about the big one in the room, right? His DP, Volcanic Viper. We'll go over S first. So S, I think it's pretty easy. Just give it more recovery. It's extremely good to just do it neutral. Like I do it in neutral a lot, especially if I have bar. Like if I have bar, it's a pretty good neutral tool. Like if I'm in a situation where I have FD, or if I RC, right, and I see they're doing something, I can just fucking DP them, which will probably stay in the game, right? But recovery wise, it's too little. Honestly, I feel like most of the time, like his stuff just needs more recovery overall, and it'd be fair. But this one, right? This one is not fair. I think they should just honestly reduce the damage. Like if the clean hit DP does way too much damage. Like I can't do the combo right now because I'm bad, but yeah, like damage wise, it should be reduced, especially with risk. Like if the risk is cranked, like you're just dead. Like this, I like how it's his combo ender. I think it's cool that it's his combo ender, but just reduce the damage a little bit. I think it'd be fine. Because that move is, I defend some stuff on Soul, but that move is broken for sure. Like, H Volcanic Viper is definitely broken. I cannot defend that move at all, right? His S is like, this is kind of OD too, but this is like nuts. Like, I cannot defend this. Like, this does way too much damage. Like, way too much damage, honestly. So, yeah, that's all the moves, right? That's all the moves that I think are problem moves for Soul. Overall, just give it more recovery, in my opinion. More recovery is probably going to fix a lot of it. And then HDP, of course, just make it have, you know, make it have less damage. I think it'd be fine. But yeah, that's it for me. Take it easy, guys. I'll see you in the next one.